After the Sabbath, at dawn on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to look at the tomb. There was a violent earthquake, for an angel of the Lord came down from heaven, and going to the tomb, rolled back the stone and sat on it. His appearance was like lightning, and his clothes were white as snow. The guards were so afraid of him that they shook and became like dead men.
You're in for a real treat this morning. What a privilege. I'm about to show you one of the most amazing items that has ever been invented in the history of our planet. But before I show you it, let me tell you about it. This item is so amazing, it's been used by millions and millions of people for hundreds and hundreds of years. This item is so important, it can help people to develop some of the most basic skills needed in life, like language and hand-eye coordination. But at the same time, it allows people to stretch their creativity, their imagination, their talents, and to push them to the limits. This item is so wonderful, it allows people to communicate with others from all over the world, from Loncrendon to Liverpool, to Luxembourg, to Lebanon. Has anyone ever made a mistake that they would like to go back and fix? Well, this item is so incredible, it allows you to go back and correct mistakes. Not just once, but again and again and again. Now, after hearing all that, you'd probably think that this item is really expensive. But it's actually quite cheap. And best of all, this item is so magnificent, anyone can use it. From the youngest baby to the oldest granny. Are you ready to see this amazing, important, wonderful, incredible, magnificent item? I said, are you ready? Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. It's a pencil. Oh. Is that it? A pencil? If I'm honest, you're probably thinking, I was expecting something a bit different. A bit bigger, maybe. A bit more impressive looking. After all the big build-up you gave it, Nathan, I thought it was going to blow me away and change my life. But it turns out it's a bit of a letdown. More than a bit, it's actually a big, fat disappointment. As we come to look at Matthew chapter 28 together, that feeling of being let down, that feeling of disappointment that you might have just felt over the pencil, is something of what it might have felt like to be one of Jesus' followers. The verses that we heard read take place very early on a Sunday morning, just like today. And we're introduced to two women, both called Mary. Let's stop. Let's slow down and put ourselves in their shoes. Can you imagine how they're feeling? Jesus. The one who did things that no one else could do. Jesus, the one who said things that no one else has said. Jesus, the one who we thought was God's promised king, the Messiah. Jesus, the one we loved as a friend and as a brother. Jesus, the one who we had put our trust in, the one we had built our hope on. Jesus was dead. These two women would have felt a bit let down, a bit disappointed, yes. But more than that, they would have felt broken, empty, lost, helpless, hopeless. Have you ever felt like that? Maybe you feel like that right now. Broken, empty, lost, helpless, hopeless. Jesus was dead. But I have something to tell you. That's not the end of the story. It doesn't end in helplessness and hopelessness for these two women. And it doesn't have to end there for you either. Suddenly, out of nowhere, someone appears. One of God's angels. Did you hear in the verses what he looked like? Looking at him was like looking at lightning. Strong, powerful, beautiful. His clothes were as white as newly fallen snow. Pure, loving, kind. And when God's angel appeared, things began to happen. An earthquake shook the ground they were standing on. The massive stone covering Jesus' tomb was rolled away. The big, strong, brave guards protecting the tomb were so frozen with fear, you'd have thought they were dead. Now, what's the point of all this? Here's the point. Jesus was dead, but now something is going on. Something different, something unusual, something special. What is it? Don't worry, I'm going to tell you, but not until we've sung a song together. It's one for you to stand up and join in with the actions. Let's sing, Jesus is the King.